Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Lead Nudge. I am Silvia, your inclusive leadership mentor. Today I want to talk about a very quick tool that I hope can be helpful to reset the way that we start the year. And it's called Start, Stop, and Continue. Very, very simple, but I find it super helpful when it comes to actually finding a way to not carry with everything just a status quo from last year to this, right? Because even though last year might have been the best year for some, I know for others it was a very hard year. And what I find very helpful is that this tool allows us to reflect in a very easy way what works and what we want to carry without feeling that we don't have control, or seeing it in another way, allowing us to take control over the way that we want to take upon this year. And this is very helpful when it comes to, well, analyzing what we want to carry from last year, but also what we don't want to carry. And when everything feels urgent, as in nowadays a lot of things feel urgent, it allows us to actually grow as leaders by taking these small adjustments and actually allowing us to take these moments of growth. This tool for me has been really helpful to understand how to, in a consistent way, reduce the tension, because the tension and the stress, let's say, that comes with sometimes projects or work, because it forces me to slow down and understand what works and what doesn't work. So here is a bit of an example on this tool of start, stop, and continue. And just take it as you go. This is not rocket science. You know that I focus on things that are actionable and that can be useful for you. So it all goes with the start. You can start by naming one action that would be helpful, or that would make your leadership easier in the next 30 days. And that would be something that you wanted to, maybe a habit that you wanted to start practicing, but you didn't in last year, right? And that something that you want to start putting a little bit more effort. Then the stop might be something around what are some of the patterns or what are some of the habits that didn't work for you, right? I know that I'll tell you one of mine. I realized that in my small start, stop, continue analysis, I realized that last year I was giving a lot of my energy to some people that were not really using that in the way that that was helpful for me. So I realized that I wanted to this year to protect a lot more my energy and be a lot more conscious in the type of projects that I get involved in, the type of conversations that it was actually more about around that, in the type of conversations that I get myself into or involved. And it really empowers you to feel, or it allows you to feel so much empowered. I know that for me, I felt a lot more better once I started to acknowledge these type of behaviors, and once I started to acknowledge what I needed to do to protect my own energy, to stop certain behaviors that were not allowing me to grow. And the continue is my favorite part, because this actually aligns to what are some of the things that did work, right? What are some of the things that do give you energy? And for me, that was everything around people, everything around mentoring. I know that was the thing that gave me and allowed me to go through the year that was a very rocky and very change heavy year. Having that connection and that relationship and seeing the growth that happens when we connect and when we and when I support others' journeys, that's definitely something that I want to continue doing. So that was my own little example. And how I use this is that I do this, we just did it right now very quick, but I do this every start of the year. And it doesn't, best case scenario is just a couple things, but it can be just like a list, right? And out of that you select one or two behaviors that you want to continue, one or two things that you want to let go. And we do our best to carry on, right? But how we actually make this tangible, because visions and dreams can all be very up in the air, let's say, but how we make sure that these things get to be done is by making it actionable, right? So if one of the things that we mentioned is something that we're gonna stop doing, maybe it was about time management, what action are you taking for this next week to connect this behavior that we want to stop with how that is aligned with your week, right? Or your next week. And in my example, right, if I am mentioning something that I want to stop is to be more mindful of the type of conversations that I get connected. Well, I have a small filter now in which every time that every time that someone reaches out, I have a small filter of a couple questions that I ask myself, and feel free to ping me, send me a DM if you want to know further. But I ask myself these couple questions just to understand whether I am gonna allow myself to get into this conversation or not. And that helps me to filter out whether I want to join or not. And this is me making it actionable. So I am just not talking the talk, but I'm walking the walk. So for this week, I want to hopefully inspire you to do this small exercise. If you have done it already, I would then take it one level further, is just evaluate how actionable is this exercise for you. How exactly, what actions are you taking to make these tangible for this week, so you're not repeating patterns from last year. Without anything else, lead as you are with courage, inclusion, and heart, you all.